It's a sun with rings. I found it. Guys, expedition's over. It's time to head home. What's going on, everybody? I'm Commander RestlessCorpse, and we're back here with Elite Dangerous. And we're just, we're making our way toward the core now, but there's a couple things that I want to check out on the way. And I will show you in just a second after I get this one scanned up. But I did find a sun that had rings. And I remember a couple episodes ago I talked about how I had heard about them. I had never seen one. I finally seen one. It wasn't as grand and cool as I thought it was going to be because it was a Y-class star, which is the coolest of the brown dwarfs, if the description for the sun was anything to go on. I'm not sure if that's the only type that has rings, but it wasn't like the brilliant flaring suns that we're used to. So I just want to check out. This is the only planet that I'm scanning in this system. I just wanted to see. It is a high metal content world. So we're going to move on. But before we do that, I'm going to show you what's going on here. So I've got a course plotted to a neutron star, which is down here. And as you can see, I've only got the neutron stars selected. I'm not really looking for a whole lot of them way out here because I've pretty much gathered that they're few and far between this far from the core. But what we're doing is, if I can find it... Oh, I saw another neutron star. Well, whatever. There's something that we are going to see right here. So check it out. I'm not sure of... or if I'm even right, but it looks like one of the dippers, and I touched on that in an earlier episode. It could be the big or the small or the little, I guess. Big, small, whatever. But I can actually see this in space when I'm in some systems. So I want to go see it, and I want to see what I kind of want to do is jump into that area and see if I can go to each of these little blips here and see if there's anything special. And then when we get there, we're going to cut across to the Lagoon Nebula, probably hit this Trifid Nebula, and then swing over to Cat's Paw. I just want to see nebulas, and they all look different. So I think that'd be pretty cool. I know that we did say a while back that we were going to this one, and there's something that I need to do here because I don't have it set, and I don't remember how the hell... Oh, here we... Oh. Why is that not clicked? Interesting. Let's get a better view of it and see if that actually... Yeah, I don't know. I might as well keep that clicked. This. I want to show the grid because I want to see... that's the, I guess, the galactic grid or whatever. I want to see, what's above and below because I get lost sometimes. You know what? That's very off-putting. We're going to get rid of that. Anyway, we're on our way to what looks like one of the dippers. And we're going to try and hit as many neutron stars as possible on the way. Or black holes, whatever. But I have drastically cut down what I will stop and scan for until we get closer to the core because it's just going to take absolutely forever if I don't. I got myself a little bit closer to the core. Not a whole lot, maybe 500 or so light years off camera because it just looked like a really boring stretch and I didn't find anything awesome during that. So I thought that it was okay because we have a really long way to go, and I will show you what I'm talking about here in a second. But considering how far we've come from the bubble versus how far we still have to go just to get to the core, and then even beyond that, a little stretch of 500 light years really isn't that big, to be honest. Especially since I didn't find anything super awesome along the way. I was going to continue doing that today before I started recording, but I found that some with the rings on it, and even though I said it wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be, it was still pretty damn cool. So I wanted to start the video with that, and then now I just kind of hope that I find more stuff, because I like to record these videos in one large chunk and then compress them down into the interesting bits. So hopefully I'm not going to be recording for hours upon hours before I find something else. It's awesome. But in this system, there are 3 stars and a few like metallic planets near the first star, but there's also what looks like some kind of, it's one of the gas giants over here near this star. At least I think it was that star. Yeah, it's this guy. So I want to scan that because sometimes the gas giants have life on them. And although I don't know if that's worth more or not, I would assume it is because it's got a life on it. I mean, that's cool. And as we saw in the last episode, I like finding planets with life on them. I think it's cool to find life in other parts of the galaxy. Because, you know, to be honest, so far, in real life, we've never found anything like that. At least that we know of. Of course, we don't have fancy spaceships with fancy scanners to go, you know, hundreds or thousands of light years away from Earth to find these things. And it's not like we can just pull up kind of close to a planet and scan it. But I've always been of the mind that as big as space is with the multiple galaxies and stuff, and as big as even our galaxy is, there's got to be something out there. It doesn't have to be sentient life, but there's got to be something that's got life on it, right? I mean, wouldn't you agree? There's got to be something. Earth cannot be the only planet. Now, I don't think that there's little green men with crazy spaceships that are going to come and try to harvest our planet or something like that. They might be, you know, amoebas or something small. Maybe in the same situation that we are, where they're just getting their space legs, you know, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, see, exactly. Water-based life. We found it. Another gas giant with water-based life. How cool is that? All right, cool. So we have this planet or this sun, and this sun. We're gonna grab this one and then be on our way. But it's something to think about. Like, what if there are lots and lots of other star systems with even Earth-like planets that can support life like ours? Who knows? I don't want to get into a crazy philosophical debate, and I don't want to sound like some weird guy that believes in aliens, because I don't really believe in aliens. At least not, you know, the sensationalized Hollywood-style aliens or the crackpot kook weirdos that believe in that kind of thing. But I believe that there's something out there. We just haven't found it yet, and we might never will. You know, it's actually been a while since I've been to a system that has even been touched by anyone else. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that the idea of going way out to the side and then cutting back in was a good idea, at least for first discoveries. Now, it doesn't necessarily matter a whole lot. I mean, you get like plus 50% money when you turn in something if you're the first one to discover it. Remember, for me, it's more about getting my name out there. And I think that's pretty cool. But for the most part, even with that mentality, there's a lot of systems that I'm just jumping into, scanning the star and jumping away. If there isn't anything interesting, or even if it's just like a metallic planet, if it's not close enough for me to get it within a few seconds or something, like if I have to chase it down like I'm chasing this one down, I generally don't do it anymore. Unless it's something really interesting like this. This is going to be a gas giant. And as we've noticed so far, anyway, some of the gas giants have life on them. So I think those are worth scanning. So I always hit the gas giants. But there's something that I want to show you. And we might be able to see it here. Maybe not. Maybe. We'll see when I get this scanned. Have I scanned that? Is that the... Yeah, that's the sun. Okay. After I get this scanned and we turn toward the next jump, I might be able to see it. And I'll show you guys what it is. Alright, we couldn't see it in the last system, but here you can clearly see it. That is the... Again, what I think is either the Big or the Little Dipper. But... And it's kind of next to a nebula there, and I wish that there wasn't an unexplored planet right next to it that we could see, because it's kind of obscuring it. But see, as we get a little closer, I guess it's getting brighter, so it's hard to see, and that's what was going on with the other system. But that is the destination for this leg of the journey. We're going to that Dipper, and I mean, I could be wrong about whether or not it's a dipper, but it really looks like one. And that right there kind of looks like Orion. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I think it'd be really cool if we went to some of those constellations. So I'm going to be looking those up too and seeing if there's any on the way to the core from where we are. But we're jumping in right now to the neutron star system. And hopefully there's going to be something cool other than the neutron star there. Otherwise, I mean, I'm just going to scan the star and get out of there. Because neutron stars still kind of freak me out. And the reason they freak me out is because that right there, first of all, is scary. Like, usually you have the sun there. Alright, there's some other stuff here. Usually you have the sun there to kind of like, I don't know, because it's bright, you don't see what looks like you're rushing towards something really, really fast. Whereas when a neutron star is there, it's so small that it looks like you're going forward really fast. And I guess you kind of technically are. But the problem with the neutron star is that it is very small. Yeah, see, I mean, I could probably take these, but somebody's already discovered these, so we're going to get out of here. But I have to plot a new course. But neutron stars are so damn small, but their actual like range of oh shit, don't run into this is just as big as a normal sun. So the problem is, as you can see, there's no like, most stars have that line around them, the circle around them that tells you this is the oh shit range. Whereas I don't see that with these. So I don't know how close I can get to it before it kicks me out of FSD and I start taking crazy damage. As far as I know, they burn really, really hot. So if you manage to run into them, you're kind of screwed. Now, let's say there were planets and stuff around this star that I wanted to scan. I don't know how far out I need to go to avoid hitting this range. And it could potentially be scary. What if what if I was in a neutron star field and there were a bunch of them in this one system and I wanted to get them all? I'd have to go way out of my way just to make sure that I don't run into that thing. But anyway, let's point away from it and check out the map. Now, the first thing that I want to do is just take a look at the scale. So we're pretty damn far away, right? Let's look at home. I don't think I can even target home because I don't have these set. So let's set these real quick. We are 3,138.74 light years away from home. And that's the bubble right there. That's the bubble. This is where we're going. So let's see if I can see, like, I hate when it does this. Like, I don't see anything else. But let's go over to the core here. Now this is the core. And if I can get anything to show up, we're going to click on one and see. I'll tell you what, we'll do it this way, so that they show back up, and then we'll just go over there. Yeah, alright, we resumed way in. That was a problem. So let's go to the core real quick. So this is essentially the core. I mean, there's a lot around it, but let's take a look at one of these. 22,655 light years. So that's how far we still need to go to even get to the core. And then, after that, we're going to go through it and go, oh, there's a whole bunch of like nebulas and stuff out there. But we're going to go through it to around, out this far. And it may, oh, okay. So let's take a look at one of these systems. That's 56,411 light years that we still kind of need to go before we're even going to turn around and go home. But there's something in the core that I wanted to look at, and we'll see if we can find it. Well, I can't find it right now, but So I've been reading up on some things like black holes and neutron stars and the galaxy as a whole. And I've been reading up on kind of like what they call a supermassive black hole. And I think that from the gist of what I was reading, just, using my Google Foo and whatnot, a supermassive black hole is a ridiculously giant black hole that could be, and probably is, the cause of this galaxy, like why it spins like this, is because it is in the gravitational pull of a supermassive black hole. Now, apparently there's something like 1 billion black holes in the galaxy, but not a whole lot of supermassives, and there might only be the one. I'm not sure. But it's at the center of the galaxy, and the reason it's shaped this way, because everything is being pulled into the gravitational pull of the supermassive black hole. And I read up on like singularities and event horizons and stuff like that. Common misconception with a black hole is that it's pulling things through it. That is definitely not the case. Things, the black holes don't lead anywhere. They're not actually holes. They're just something with a crazy gravitational pull. And the gravitational pull of a black hole is so crazy that not even light can escape it. And that's why when we saw that black hole, it distorted all the light and everything because it's trapping it in there. So black holes are really super interesting to me, but so are neutron stars, because when a star collapses or dies, it can either turn into a neutron star or a black hole. I guess it depends on like the mass of the star and whatnot. At least that's what I was getting from what I was reading. And I'm no expert, and I'm only getting that stuff from Google. So, I mean, could definitely be wrong about that. Where the hell is... There it is. Let's see how close we are to this. Like, let's target one of those. Too far to plot a course. So we're going to have to... I've decided that I am kind of going to use these things as waypoints. Unfortunately, there isn't a good one between us and the target. There's some, like, up and down. And also, from what I read, if I want to find a neutron star field, generally you need to go up or down from the galactic plane. So I could just beeline it to this, like pick something in the middle. But I want to find something cool. Unfortunately, I'd have to go too far up or down to get to something. So let's take a look at this. What are you, sir? How far away are you? Too far. That's even further than the damn constellation thing that we're going toward here. So I need to find something to plot. So we're gonna go about halfway to about right here. And then we're gonna look for neutron stars. Is there anything at all along the way? This guy. That's the next target. Alright, let's get going. Alright, so after we left the neutron star, first of all, the neutron star had already been found by someone else. And after we left that, there were a couple more systems that had already been found by someone else. So I would assume that people are doing kind of the same thing. It's not like I think that what I'm doing is new and innovative. I mean, I'm sure there were people that were jumping from neutron star to neutron star. But we finally found another system that is undiscovered. And for some reason, this planet just looked really weird, like it was glowing a little bit more than usual. So I wanted to get a little closer to see it, but it's nothing special. But there is a gas giant here, and its moons are weird. Like, I'm pretty sure those are icy bodies, or they're that color because of the star here, but I'm gonna scan at least one of these just to make sure, because they might all be water. I don't know. I'm not super good with colors, guys, so I mean, I could be wrong, and they could be the icy bodies that I've been scanning all over the place. But it has been a while since I've actually gone after just random moons and stuff. So I want to go check those out, or at least the first one, just to see, and then we'll move on. But I definitely want to scan this gas giant, because again, it might have life on it, and then we're going to move on. But I think that my luck has run out with the undiscovereds, and I'm going to be running into... I might actually be in someone else's path right now. But we'll find out. Who knows? It doesn't really matter. Remember, if it's undiscovered, the only two benefits are plus 50% more money that you get from it, the credits, and having your name on it. I've got so many now that were undiscovered that I'm happy. I'm happy I'm getting my name plastered all over the galaxy. If I don't find any more, it kind of sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Anyway, I'm going to get this done and move on. I don't think there's anything excruciatingly interesting between here and where we're going. But who knows? You know, there are, like, the systems on the map. If it's not specifically a neutron star system, it doesn't necessarily mean there aren't neutron stars in there. If it's not the main star, it could still be a neutron star in that system somewhere. So, I mean, here's holding out for that kind of luck. Who knows? All right, well, I scanned 2 of them, and they just turned out to be rocky bodies. So they're not icy bodies, but I'm pretty sure they're about worth the same. So it's not really worth my time to scan the rest of them, because you have to get really close. So we're just going to get to the next system. You know, guys, looking at the formation there, it might not be a dipper at all. It might actually be Orion. And I think that would be really cool to see Orion, or, you know, hang out, fly around Orion. But I'm not convinced it's either just yet. So we need to get a little closer. Like, that might be a dipper. I don't know. I don't think there's enough stars in that one to be a dipper. But we're still really far away from it. So let's not speculate on what it's going to be until we get a little closer. Because obviously we're not seeing it at the angle that we would see it if we were on Earth anyway. So who knows what it could be. Okay, so looking at this constellation just a little bit more, and looking at kind of like constellation maps on my other monitor, that actually could be Sagittarius, which would kind of make sense because apparently Sagittarius is over there by the core. I'm not real sure. If you know what constellation that is right above that nebula right in front of me, let me know, because that's where we're going. And at first I thought it was one of the dippers. I thought it was either Big Dipper or Little Dipper, but I don't see that to be the case now. Let's take another look at it from the map. So just all the different angles, it's really hard to see. It looks like a long constellation. Could be something dumb like Scorpius or something. I don't know. I hear that I think Sagittarius is supposed to be in the middle somewhere, but I'm not sure. Like, I know that the center of the galaxy is supposed to be Sagittarius A. So, and there's like a system there called Source 2 or something like that. That's what I gained from looking stuff up this morning at work. So it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense that Sagittarius is way out here. I still have no clue what that is. And on this thing, I've got the show constellations checked, but that doesn't seem to change anything. So I don't know. Like, maybe, like, what does that do? 'Cause that's not changing my map at all. So maybe with show constellations checked, because for some reason it hasn't been checked the entire time. If I check all of these, maybe it'll show up. I don't know. Well, whatever. Let's just continue on. Alright, so it looks like we've got a whole bunch of gas giants and a whole bunch of metallics here. So I'm going to go ahead and scan up all these, and I think I'm going to land on one of these guys and try to get a screenshot with this guy.
Fuel scooping complete.
And my fuel scooping is complete. So let's get away from the sun, since I'm not paying attention, and just start grabbing these planets. And I think there was an asteroid belt around the sun there, so I can't use the quick target thing. So I'm just going to go down the line, guys. And it might take a while because of the weird orbits. But I'm going to scan all these, well, pretty much all of them, and then we'll land and get a cool screenshot. Alright guys, I decided against landing to take a screenshot because I don't take enough screenshots just out in space. So I wanted to get this as my ending here because I'm very curious, once again, as to what the hell constellation that is, because every time I look at it, it seems to add or subtract stars from it. So I don't think it's a dipper anymore, although in looking up some pictures, it could be the Big Dipper, because the Big Dipper is actually part of a larger constellation called Ursa Major. And that could be it, though I haven't been able to find enough good pictures of Ursa Major to, put them together. So I'm putting this question out to you guys. The constellation that is around that nebula right in the middle of the screen, I want you to tell me what the hell that is. As a matter of fact, I'm asking if anyone knows what the hell that constellation is. Let me know. In any case, we're almost there, guys. We didn't quite get to the halfway point. I think we have something like 10 jumps to go or something like that, but I'm all out of time. We will get there, and of course when we get there, obviously it's going to be really hard to see it because you'll be super close to it, so it'll be all spread out and stuff. But we're going to get to that, and I want to know what the hell system, or like what makes a system or just a star so big that you can see it from the galaxy map, or so big that you can see it in a constellation to begin with. I'm expecting it to be just a huge star, so we'll see when we get there. I'm kind of excited about it, and I wish that I could just, jump straight there, but this is an exploratory voyage, and I don't want to skip things just to get to other things. I want to see everything. So, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos of Elite Dangerous or any of the other videos that I've done, hit that subscribe button. If you have anything to say, throw it down in the comments, especially if you can tell me what the hell constellation that is. Or, anything that you see on the screen here. Just give me a breakdown. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, my name is RestlessCorpse, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you in the next video.